Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you have everything that you need. We're going to be, like I said, hitting a few scriptures along with this. So you want to make sure that you have your Bible if we need it. I'll be referring to some things, but we won't go into detail because I want you to go back and study and be prayerful. But be sure you have your pen and your paper. And we're about to get started. So here's on to topic number one. This is going to be the time of megacities, the time of megacities. Just like with the children of Israel, we are crossing over into a new time, into a new place, into a new era, as it were. And the Most High wants us to be prepared. One of the very first things when you go into the book of Deuteronomy and you look at chapter 3, one of the first things that he told Joshua, as they were crossing over, beginning to take possession of the land, he's told him to fear not. Over and over again, we see that Joshua was instructed not to fear. And then this is the promise that the Most High gave him after speaking those words: for I will deliver him and all his people and his land into your hand. Don't be afraid because of what you are about to see. Do not be afraid. But now remember, Joshua was one of the spies that had gone ahead of time. So he knew what to expect. He knew that we were coming into a place of giants, into a place of high walls, into a place of high gates, into a place of high bars. And so the one thing that the Most High continually instructed Joshua was, look, you do not fear. You do not fear. And so all I can tell you is this is a time that you and we are entering into a place of mega cities. I took this from out of a study that the UN Department of Economic and Social Affairs that they completed 2019, 2020, I want to say. And this economic study took a 3-year look, a strategic look forward at what to expect. And the UN, based upon this study, made certain predictions. And this is what they said, that 68% of the world's population is projected to live in urban areas by the year 2050. Another study that was done by the Economist section of, it was a benchmarking study that was sponsored and commissioned by Citi. It also spoke about these mega cities. And so I need to explain what those mega cities are so that you and we can have our hearts prepared and we can begin to receive strategy, insight, and wisdom from the Most High as far as how he will have us to operate in the days ahead. So a mega city is a city that will have millions upon millions of people. Right now, when you think about New York, it's a very small piece of land, but it holds millions and millions of people. And we are coming into more of these cities being established globally, not just nationally, globally. The study that, especially the study from Citi, it took a global look at where all of these potentials for mega cities existed across the entire globe. And some of the characteristics of a mega city, like I said, 10 millions and millions, tens of millions of people living in a very condensed, consolidated area, which meant that these buildings would be very, very tall, much like what Joshua and the children of Israel experienced when they went in to begin to possess the land. The word declares that they came into a place of high walls, a place of high gates, and a place of high bars, because they were in the land of giants. They were in the land. That's why the walls had to be so high, because it was to enclose someone of what would appear to be a greater stature. But the Most High was very, very clear in his directions to Joshua. You do not fear what you are about to see, who you are about to come up against. You do not fear, because I am with you. I am with you to deliver them into your hands. So these mega cities will be cities that can still legislate. And I know with this and enforce laws. And I know with the defunding of the police and all of this, we're seeing where there's such unrest. So these types of cities will have the ability to still tax, to still plan, to still legislate, and to still enforce those laws. They will have a willingness to be accountable to the people that will be aggregated and aggregated within them living there. Another characteristics of a mega city is that it would have an ease of access to ports. There will be maritime trade. There will also be quality of physical infrastructure. And this also means this is our public transportation, this is our telecommunications, this is our utilities, our water and supply systems, the quality of that water, the supply of that water, and its ability to sufficiently meet the needs and the demands of having that many people in a single area. Can the land hold all of that? And can a government, whether it's city, whether it's state, whether it's local, can a government enforce the necessary laws in order to keep some level of civil peace? The other qualities and characteristics is that it will have quality healthcare. This will be where you'll see just large healthcare facilities. There will be quality education. It will be cities that are very focused on ensuring that its people are educated in the things that they find important. It will also be pro-business, and that's to encourage the establishment of jobs in those areas. Now, I'm going to speak specifically from the area that my husband and I are in, which is near Houston and near Dallas. Houston is a port city. It has a very strong airport system as well as part of its infrastructure. And Houston and Dallas are both slated to become mega cities that by these benchmarkings that have been done thus far. And some of these benchmarkings go out to 2025, but the planning of those things to put in place are happening now. You don't get 30 years down the road and you're just now beginning to plan. It takes about that length of time in order to adequately prepare the resources. And just yesterday, I was reading a news article, and President Biden, he was in Louisiana at one of the ports, and he was promoting his $2.3 trillion American Jobs Plan. And one of the things that he really talked about within that was reinvesting in physical infrastructure, in particular in Louisiana. And so I'm just encouraging those, when you have this mind to work, to ask the Most High for that. So what's the significance of all of this for you and I as the body of Christ? The Father wants us to get ahead of this curve. He wants us to participate because what this signifies is that in certain areas, there's going to be explosive population growth. There's going to be opportunity for trade and to do business. There's going to be the opportunity to transact in the middle of all of this, but it's going to also take for you and I to have ingenuity, that's creativity, as well as industry. That's hard work, and we need connections. We need connections to those avenues and to those contracts in order to do business. I want to reiterate what Father shared with me. I gave it a few months ago at the beginning of the year that we are in the middle of a prophetic rewind. We are in the middle of a prophetic rewind, and it's going to take a 6-year recovery period. And so you and I have to become very industrious during this time to ensure that we are staying focused on what the Most High wants us to be focused on. So here are some of the questions that you may need to ask. 2 questions that you may need to ask the Most High. Ask the Most High, how are you and your family, you and your friends, how are you meant to be his catalytic change agent during these changing times? And then the follow-up question to that is, in what way? In what way do you want me to participate? Should I participate? And in what way, Father? In what way will it bring you glory? In what way will it secure the generations after me? Now, here are some instructions. And again, I told you, get pen, get paper. Here are the instructions. First of all, rid yourself of small-minded thinking. This was one of the downfalls of the spies that went into the land. They saw the abundance. They saw the not just the potential, they saw the actual abundance that was made available, and their hearts feared. They didn't even look at the abundance. They looked at the giants. They said that they be giants and we be grasshoppers in their eyes. So the first thing that you and I have to do in this hour is really rid ourselves of any small-minded thinking. We have to recognize, number two, we have to recognize that you and I are the Most High solution in the earth. Therefore, we cannot be grasshoppers. Our daddy. So get rid of that quote and that saying, I think it came through a movie. Oh, you done well, little grasshopper. No, we are not grasshoppers. Our daddy is the King of glory, and he imparted that glory, his glory, upon us by his spirit. We have the spirit of wisdom and the spirit of counsel and the spirit of might, the spirit of wise strategy and understanding, the spirit of knowledge, and the spirit of the fear of Yahuwah Elohim, not just resting on us, but abiding with us, walking with us, and instructing us in the way that we should go. Okay, so number three, rehearse it. Rehearse it so that you become so determined to accomplish what the Most High says. This is what Rebecca would say. He would say, write the vision, make it plain, tarry for it. You know what? Wait, labor in it. Labor in it. Because in the end, it will speak. What the Most High says will come to pass. Remember, though, we are accomplishing Father's plan, not our own. Not our own. It's not our own. What I want you to, number four, keep at the forefront of your mind, keep at the forefront of your thoughts, that this is a generational thing. This is a generational thing. Number five, above all, take with you every single day in every situation that you face. Above all, take the shield of faith. He told Joshua, fear not, for I am with you. Fear not, there's nothing to fear. Fear not, there's nothing to fear. And so we have to take courage and draw strength from his word. The same way that Joshua was told to take courage, to be strong, to be very courageous. We're getting that exact same instruction in this hour. And how we take faith, how we take courage, how we draw strength is that we meditate on his word. Not only just meditating on it, but then it says meditating, observing to do all that is written therein. Meditate with the intentions of doing all that is written therein, not just part, not just coming short, but asking the Father to give each and every one of us strength to do all that he has instructed. And then this is the hour we have to ask for and appropriate. We have to appropriate the Father's blessing, whereby he has blessed each and every one of us. His word declares that it is his blessing that makes rich and adds no sorrow. This is not about gaining monetary wealth just to be hoarding it upon ourselves and heaping it up for our own lust. This is about what can we do for the generations that come after? How can we also be able to be a blessing to our brothers and our sisters who may be in need during this time? He says, I am the one. He says to remember this, recall this. When riches increase, recall this one thing, that it is I, Yahuwah Elohim, who gives you the power and the ability to get wealth. And so if you want to know how to succeed in this time, in this changing time, in this era that we are now walking in, you ask Father, I need your ability. I need your power. I need your dunamis. I need your strong word in order to get wealth. I need you to direct me. It's your power that's going to do this. And then rehearse. I like looking at other cultures and how they bless their children. They heap it up and they pour it onto them. And it's a physical motion that goes along with their words, and it's basically saying, take all of my words and just receive it. I pour it out over you as a blessing. And this is what the Most High says, that you are blessed. You and I, we are blessed in the city and in the field, in both places, anywhere we go. Because remember, while cities may be expanding, which means that housing prices will go up, uh, competition for jobs will increase, rural areas may be shrinking. Well, the Most High says you will prosper in the city and in the field. So we need to look for inexpensive deals, as it were, in those rural areas. We need to plant crops again and grow vineyards, build houses. We can settle down in this place because the Most High is going to bless us and our generations after us. And he will teach us again how to operate in both, how to be blessed in the city and to be blessed in the field. Family, I just hope that you're prepared for what comes, because we are in the time of the mega, and you need to check out your city. Does my city carry these characteristics? Check out, I'm going to share my resources at the end of this broadcast, but I want you to go and read that for yourself. Check out where these global cities are coming in at, which ones they are, so that the Most High can give you strategies. And it's not just strategies on how to prosper as far as getting money or anything like that. It's also strategies on what to avoid, because in some places we are not called to enter into. And so we have to be wise as a people in this hour. Okay. All right, so that's going to be the time of Megacities, and you can listen back to this video in order to get those points, but I'll reiterate them as quickly as I can, and then we will move on to the next point that's trending. Again, number one, rid yourself of small-minded thinking. Number two, recognize that you are the Most High solution in the earth. Rehearse the Most High's plan, his strategy that he gave you. Rehearse it between you and your spouse. Rehearse it with your children and your children's children. Rehearse it. Observe to do everything that is written within the word. We have to draw strength from the Most High in this hour. It has to be his strength and nothing else. It has to be his word. Keep at the forefront of your mind. It is not just about me. It is about my generations after me. It is about my brothers and my sisters. It is about the Most High desiring to bless his children. So ask him for his blessing. All right, family. Okay, we're going to go on to point number two.